to Ace Your Career.
So, like you all know, we come here every Friday night and share something which is relevant to your career on how can you grow in your career, ace in your career, especially for mid-age professionals, which means people of 12 to 15 plus years of experience.
Absolutely right.
And why do we do that? Who am I? How can I share this? So, well, I'm Nutan. I'm a career and a life coach, and
I'm Dheeraj. I'm a career coach, life coach, and a business coach. And both of us put together, we run this company called as ND Life Coaching.
So today we are going to have a wonderful session on one of the most important, relevant,
Absolutely.
and something so close to your heart.
True.
How to get a raise, right? So tonight we are going to discuss 7 salary secrets that keep you from getting a raise. Now we all know it's an important subject.
Yes.
Then where is the challenge? So many of us harbor a deep-seated fear when it comes to broaching the subject of pay raise.
Yes.
This trepidation may stem from variety of sources. For example,
some individuals may find it really very uncomfortable to initiate such a conversation itself with their bosses, superiors, while others worry that they might come across as a very greedy or disgruntled.
So, I really had this client, you remember? She would
Yeah.
say that, how can I go and talk about that? Won't they feel that I'm so greedy? Will they not, form
Right.
a wrong image about me? So the mere act of seeking a raise that is why become an anxiety-inducing experience.
Yes.
And it is not uncommon to question whether you should take that step or no.
So by and large, this whole topic raises a level of anxiety which gives you a lot of pain, and we have a habit to avoid pain. That's why we procrastinate this whole topic itself to ask for more money or a pay rise.
So as a career coach, I've encountered numerous people who consider asking for a raise as an exceptionally challenging task.
Absolutely.
And even those who have mustered the courage to ask once were met with rejection often, and that is why they hesitate to try again.
Yes.
Interestingly, this is difficulty not necessarily related to an individual's qualification or seniority within the organization. It affects people across the board.
Very true.
So I've seen people who have started their career just 4 or 5 years into it, hesitate. I've seen people who are mid-level management, high-level management, and they still hesitate to ask for a raise. I have seen people who are absolutely qualified, doing a wonderful job, still they are concerned. And of course, people who are working on an average level also worry about this.
Yes.
So it is really across all segments, all age, all kind of value and experience that they bring, the expertise that they bring, they still find it challenging to reach out and ask a raise. Why does this happen?
So let's try to understand. So we have found out few reasons. There may be more, but with our experience, we've come up with few reasons that we can share with you. That why is it a challenge to request or ask for a raise?
So you would have requested, and that request would be denied.
Absolutely, that could be one of the reasons.
So that is the reason. Let's try and find out what would have gone behind the scene when you tried for a raise and it got denied. I think that's the first thing that you would like to know, because I'm sure someone you knew tried it and it didn't work, and because it didn't work for him, he's come and told you, and you feel that this is not how it works. Maybe you would have tried it some possible point of time and you still believe that time I was denied, it's not going to happen. If I don't understand what is the reason why this raise would be denied, I will never be able to overcome those reasons.
Very true.
So that's why we are going to discuss what could be the reason that your request, when you went there and you spoke, or why the raise that you were expecting didn't really happen. The first and foremost,
the most important reason I feel is, it is like, I still remember that joke of a person who kept asking God, Mother, Lakshmi, that, let me get this lottery. Ye lottery lag jaye, ye lottery lag jaye, ye lottery. 10 years he's been asking that, I should get this lottery. After 10 years, the goddesses comes out and slap him, go and buy the lottery. then probably you will win the lottery. Same way, the first reason is you did not ask for it. Many individuals shy away from initiating the conversation itself with the boss about their race. They assume that their hard work should speak for itself. Why should I know? I have worked so hard, so I'm sure I'm going to get it. But they fail to explicitly request a raise, which is so important, and that they feel when we ask for a raise, that can lead to a missed opportunities itself. So you did not ask for it. That's the first reason.
Second one could be, which is very, very important, your boss doesn't know about all your accomplishments.
Yes.
It's a common misconception that bosses are fully aware of their employees' contribution throughout the year. However, they may not be privy to all your achievements
Absolutely.
unless you actively communicate with them.
Very
Now,
true.
why is this? Because you yourself will not remember all what you have accomplished. How will your boss remember?
Yep.
So you thought you should get a raise because your boss knows everything, but probably that didn't happen, and that is why you did not get the raise.
The third reason is, your performance wasn't remarkable. Now, while it may be little difficult to accept this, but there is a possibility that your performance fell short of expectation. Like all the clients who come to us, there are quite a few clients when they discuss and when we ask them, okay, tell me, what did you perform? How did you perform? What did you do? So, like, especially a sales guy whom I'm coaching, he said, sir, every month I have been achieving 80 to 100% of the target. I said, good. So you're getting your salary. Yeah, of course I'm getting my salary. But I am not getting rise. I'm not getting promotion. I'm not getting incentive. I said, my dear friend, that basic level of expectations is only for your salary. It's not for a hike. It's not from a promotion. So the performance, if you're merely meeting the minimum requirement and expecting a raise, it could lead to disappointment.
Fourth could be your timing wasn't correct.
Yep.
Now, all the companies have their own timelines for considering raises and promotion.
Very true.
And it's often tied to an annual performance review or budget cycles. If you approach your boss after these decisions have already been made, your request absolutely would be ill-timed. So you kept thinking, procrastinating, and finally, when you got the courage to go and approach your boss, the decisions were done. Now it's not easy for that person to look at all your accomplishments and
True.
then go back to the management
Very true.
and ask for a change in decision. So probably you asked for a raise, but the timing wasn't right, and that is why it did not happen.
The fifth reason it could have not happened, because your behavior in the organization is subpar, which means your emotional intelligence plays a very crucial role in how are you perceived within the organization. Factors such as composure during tough times, your rationality, and your interaction with your team members and peers can influence whether you are seen as an asset or a liability. So if you are a touchy kind of character who has two emotions that you live constantly feeling hurt and getting angry, such people do not tend to get that kind of raise or that kind of promotion.
Or probably you would say that I'm a subject matter expert, I'm really good at my job, I'm an individual contributor, and I'm just doing that, and I don't need to interact with my team members. I don't need to mix with them. I don't need to support them
Very
because
true.
I'm really only focusing on what I'm expected to do. That could be one of the reasons that you are not considered and you're not given a raise, because when we come in the organization, we all work together as a team.
Yes.
And there cannot be independent pillars working independently, not worrying on how things affect each other.
Absolutely correct.
Then it is probably you have not upgraded your skills and knowledge.
So true.
Now, companies tend to value employees who invest in enhancing their technical and soft skills. Your commitment to your continuous learning can significantly impact your career growth. So please look into this. Have you really worked on your skills and knowledge?
The last one of the reason which has happened with one of my clients, your salary is already above the market standard. So one of my clients is working in a multinational company, and then when he went for a raise and he did not get that raise, and the boss said that you already be paid high as per the industry standard. You are not ready to believe. I said, let's check it out. And he checked with 7 companies. All of them told that even my boss does not get this salary that you're getting at this level. So if you're already compensated above industry norms and still seek a rise, your current employer may be hesitant to grant it, unless, of course, you are considered as an indispensable resource they wish to retain at any cost.
So whether you've never asked for a raise or you have faced a rejection in the past, it doesn't really determine your chances of success in obtaining one in the future. Now, I'm sure all of you who have come here today
Yeah,
and are attending this session are definitely either going through this battle within, whether I should do it or no,
yep,
or would want to have an answer whether it works or no, or would want to know the most important answer. If it is doable, how do I do it?
absolutely.
But before we get into how do you do it, I would want to know from all of you, from these 7 things that we have
Absolutely.
mentioned, which one has happened with you? Probably you did not ask for it,
Or your boss doesn't know about all your accomplishments,
or your performance wasn't really remarkable,
or your timing wasn't right,
or your behavior in the organization is not matching the expectations that they have,
or you haven't really upgraded your skills and knowledge.
or finally you're already overcompensated and probably you're not really an indispensable resource which they would want to retain at any given cost.
Absolutely right.
So which of these 7 are really crucial for you? Do let us know in the comment section, and if you really want any clarification, you can reach out, send in a message, and we'll definitely help you on
Absolutely
this.
true.
Now let's really explore the right process for requesting a raise. So the first thing that I do with all my clients who come to me for career coaching, when they have started a new job,
Yeah,
or it is beginning of the new year, the new financial year as per the company's calendar,
yeah,
I always ask them to go and have a conversation with their manager.
yes.
And what is this conversation regarding? It's regarding clarifying what is expected out of them in their current role.
Very true.
And what next? If I deliver this, where do I see my career ahead? So it's very, very important, number 1, to set performance expectations.
Absolutely correct.
At the beginning of the year, have a conversation with your manager to clarify what is expected of you in your current role. Discuss your growth path and continue this dialogue until you have a comprehensive understanding of your goals. If you don't have that, probably you have 10 parameters. You're working on 5.
Very true.
You've outperformed those 5, but at the end, when you go there, the manager is saying you didn't take care of these things, and that's why you missed the race. So be very, very sure to set the expectations right.
Second, very, very crucial, that's very important, is that you need to know your worth. Now, this is very, very important, which means to know your worth or to know success or growth or progress has to be measured. If it is not measured, if it is not noted, if it is not recorded, you will never come to know, because there is so much you do every single day, every single week, month, year, that there are very high chances that you would have not even known who you are and what you've achieved. And the simple way is maintain a record, whether in a folder or an Excel sheet of all your accomplishments that you have been achieving regularly, and then not miss this very important point to share it with your boss and important people who are going to play a role in your raise, in your promotion.
So this is again one thing which I really advise each and every client
Yes.
of mine, that when you start working, definitely have a folder which is constantly recording all what you're
Very true.
achieving. Becomes very easy to have a conversation whenever the time is right. The third number is stay informed about the market trends and your company situation.
Very true.
Now, many times people feel I'm doing my work, what is expected out of me, I'm delivering it, and everything else should fall in place. So they're just working like this with a very small little focus. I don't say you should not be laser focused on your work, but that doesn't mean you should not be aware of what's happening around you. Your entire financial situation depends on your job, right?
Yeah.
And that depends on how you're growing. So you cannot miss on this. You need to know the industry trends.
Yep.
You need to know your company's growth prospects and revenues. Understand where your company stands compared to the peers in the industry, And also, along with that, be aware of the salary trends in your field. If you don't know, you're pitching and it will not work. So if the company itself is going through a tough phase and you're seeing that somewhere there is a grapevine happening where probably there's a layoff happening, or probably the company is not getting bigger projects, they're concerned about the forecast of the revenue, obviously you're not going to get the raise. So you definitely need to be aware of the industry, where it is heading, your company,
Right.
how fast it is growing, and how is the company really taking care of all the salaries of important people in the company. Are they really trying to retain the right talent?
Very true.
Then they will do those corrections. Like I can tell you, one of the organizations where few of my clients were working, they actually, when they saw this, we all know this massive resignation period had come where people were resigning left and right. That was a time when the company took a stand, and 30% of their most important employees were chosen, and they all were given a raise without even asking them or
Very
telling
true.
them.
Very true.
They were absolutely surprised, and it was a pleasant surprise that all of a sudden you get a mail in your inbox and it says you've got this much percentage of
that's-
raise.
That's so beautiful.
And believe me, my clients actually, they came and told me that, when they saw that mail, they felt that it is a
Scam.
Absolutely. It's a fake mail. They did feel it was a right one. Something would have happened. They went to the office and they checked, is this real? They confirmed with their salary accounts. Some people who got the money in their account also wanted to be sure whether the company has done it. So this also definitely does happen, that when the company feels that they want to retain their employees, they will give more additional revenue. So if you're aware of what's happening in the market and you're aware of the company's intent, then definitely you'll be able to pitch the raise that you're expecting.
Absolutely. The next thing, which is very crucial, what we call is timing. You need to choose the right time.
Yes.
Okay. So I remember whenever, like as a salesperson, whenever I used to meet the client and I used to go for a sales pitch, if the client is on the way to go to somewhere, he said, "Haan, bata, 5 minute bata." I used to say, "No, sir. Let's take your own time." Okay. Probably whenever you have that half an hour for me, then probably we can sit and discuss in a place where you are going to give your 100% attention to what I have to say. Otherwise, it's fine. I can understand you're a busy guy. And that client always felt, maybe he did it once, twice, but third time he said, "I'm so sorry." And he used to schedule a meeting. So requesting a raise is a pivotal moment in your career. So you need to ensure that you have dedicated time with your boss. You are scheduling a meeting with him in advance so that you're avoiding discussion in the transit or during rush moment, and you have his complete attention, because it's a very serious topic. It's going to decide your future. So you cannot, first of all, you cannot take it casually. Neither can you allow your boss to take it casually. So if both of you need to take it serious, you need to select the right time. You need to get the boss in the right place, in the right moment, and ensuring that absolutely to be mindful of this timing within the company's review cycle also. Now that's also very important. Let's, for example, your review cycle is April, May, June, and you're going to talk about it in October, November. It's not going to work, because that's a cycle. Unless you're indispensable, then probably there can be done some changes. The board can be involved, management can be involved. If not, you need to ensure that you're selecting the right time.
In fact, because Dheeraj mentioned that, it just took me back to our memory when, as portfolio management, we would go and meet the HNI clients.
Yes.
And we would ask them for that time and then go there.
Yes.
Only when they have confirmed the availability, we would go there. But even if you've taken all the effort and we've reached the client's place, and he says he has certain other commitments, he can spare 10 minutes, we would tell him, thank you very much. It's okay. I understand something urgent would have come, and that would be more crucial than this. But we don't take financial planning so casually. It needs your time, dedicated time and commitment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting with your family together so we can really plan things for you. And we would actually drive back home and go to the client.
In fact, I remember the Hyderabad client, we had flown there. Okay. We had taken a ticket and we came back again because our session with the client used to be for 3 to 4 hours. It was not 10 minutes. We used to ask him for 3 to 4 hours. He had given that. We reached there and he said, something urgent has come, so let's finish in half an hour so that I came on. I said, no, sir, Go ahead, fair enough. We'll come back again. Though he said, I'll pay for the ticket. I said, you don't need to do that. And I remember next time when he gave, he was so obliged to what we did that his entire family gave us that 3 to 4 hours. So it's very important to ensure that the time is right.
So, we all have this trend. Most of the IT industry does that. Not every industry is doing it. Something called as blocking the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So block the calendar of your boss for 30, 45 minutes, whatever time you feel is right for you to sit and discuss all this with him.
Very true.
And then the fifth one, highlight your achievements. So we just spoke to you a few minutes back saying that you maintain a record of all your accomplishments. This is a time to get that out of your laptop, on the desktop, wherever you have stored.
Yes.
Go there, sit with your boss. Don't assume that he's aware of everything. Utilize all these records that you've maintained to share all your small little successes during this entire discussion. So you can share with him the numbers, the impact that you've created in whatever way that you've created, probably delivering a project on time, probably bringing more revenue, probably handling a high-rated client, probably going out and helping your team accomplish something together, whatever it could be. It's all that you need to discuss on how did you really add value to the organization.
So very true.
So when I'm saying about achievements, it's of course your achievement, but the impact that has happened on the organization is what you're going to share. I did this, this is what happened. So I need to emphasize the result, the effort that you took, but the result that happened in the organization. And that is what is the value add that you do in your role.
Absolutely. The next thing is you need to emphasize on learning and improvement. Demonstrate your commitment to self-improvement, self-development, and explain that how you acquire new skills which has enhanced your performance and it has benefited the company. This is very, very important to show that you're so serious about this job, this role, your growth, that you are going beyond your way to go out there and learn and develop yourself. This is nowadays taken as a very, very, very good sign that you're investing in yourself, because I always believe, like a lot of the mentors always say, only when you add value to yourself can you add value to the market. And when you add value to the market feels you that you're valuable and you deserve the raise. So it's important that you really emphasize on the learning and improvement that you're going through.
In fact, recent example I can share of one of my clients working at a very senior position. He was looking for the next growth, and he wanted 2 levels above. And since the company had already given a raise, he had to deliberately show that he's still interested on growing his career. And that is why he actually went and told his bosses and super bosses that he's hired a career coach to work on himself so that he can develop himself for the next role.
Very true.
And because he explained this to the organization, they considered him, and 4 months down the line, they actually offered him a much bigger and a better role.
Very true.
With a raise, saying that, somewhere you create also that uncertainty in them. So if I'm a great asset in the organization and I'm saying that I want career growth and I'm taking efforts to make that happen,
very true,
the organization knows that if they don't give this to you, you probably will look out for options. So they will not want to lose a loyal and a performer.
Very true.
If you're doing that, then they definitely will want to retain you at any cost. So that is why it's important that you share that these are certain things that you have learned. Could be technical skills, could be soft skills.
Very true.
What is that you've done? How have you invested in yourself so that you're ready for the next role? You should be able to get that raise which you're desiring.
And the last one is prepare yourself emotionally, which means whenever you're approaching the conversation, ensure it is with confidence and a positive attitude, while also remaining open to the dialogue. You cannot go with a closed set of thought processes that, I'm going to speak this, and he's going to say this in return. That's not going to happen. You need to be open. Most important, rehearse your points in advance. When we come here live, you've no idea, at least 3 times we have rehearsed. That's how we go live. Though we have been doing this for so many years, again and again, but we always rehearse. Rehearse your point in advance, including the specific numbers you're seeking, and articulate why investing in you is beneficial for the company, for the team, for the boss. So you need to be in a very calm, composed, confident state rather being nervous, because when you're nervous, your voice shakes, and that is what they come to know. So these are the 7 steps that when you follow, you will definitely get that rise.
So let's really recap. What
Yes.
are the things that you should do when you're going there and having a discussion? First, be confident and open to have a discussion. It is a discussion.
Yes.
It's not one-way conversation.
Second, jot down your accomplishment, major wins, and build a case on it.
Then, of course, like we said, you are going to schedule a meeting and discuss this formally with everything ready. Just don't go and say that, boss, I'm expecting a raise. 2 years, I've not got a rise, and this is the right time. I expect this from you. Not going to work. You have to be prepared, like we mentioned, complete records of what all you've accomplished, why you deserve that raise.
At the same time, today we live in a data world where we need data. So which means whenever you go to do through the market, research and try putting credible numbers behind your raise expectation. We live in a world of data. If you're going to provide data, it becomes easy to decide.
Then, of course, at the end, you're also wanting to move ahead. So ask if there is something more you can do to add value to your role and to the organization. This prepares the boss that this guy is interested in his career growth. So it's not only a raise, probably they'll start looking at you as the next candidate to be promoted for the next role.
Absolutely.
Probably replace your own boss.
Yes.
So this is what you need to do when you're going there and asking for a pay rise.
What you not should be doing or don't do is, don't overwhelm your employer by asking for a raise immediately. You just joined and in 3 months or 6 months time, you're asking for a raise. Don't do that. It's very overwhelming.
Then, of course, your pay rise should not be your opinion. I've worked here for so long. Now I expect that you should give me this rise. That's not how it works. It works because this is the value that I've added to the organization, and that is the reason I'm expecting a raise. So let it be backed by data, not by your opinion.
Next, you can't just barge in, okay, or randomly approach your employer. It's not going to work. You have to ensure it's been planned, it's been discussed, it's been taken, considered, everything, and then this is happening.
And one very, very crucial thing, don't go there unprepared.
Yeah.
If you're unsure, you're not sure of what is the figure, 15 to 20 lakhs, 20 to 25%, not going to work. Why you are asking these numbers? Be very specific in your numbers. Prepare it thoroughly. If you're unsure, find a buddy, find a mentor with whom you can sit and discuss.
Absolutely.
Once you're sure, that is the time you're going to pitch yourself.
And the most crucial thing, my dear friend, do not threaten your employer that you're going to quit if you do not get that pay rise expectation. Because if you do that, that discussion itself is over.
So let me again repeat. Salary negotiations are nerve-wracking. The fear of hearing a no from your boss can be intimidating, leaving you feeling humiliated and embarrassed. We all, I will repeat this, we all wrestle with these thoughts when it comes to asking for a raise.
Yes.
However, there is always a voice inside which is saying you deserve a better compensation.
True.
So if you want to really get that raise, then follow these 7 steps which we have just mentioned so that you can navigate through this challenging terrain of asking for a raise with greater confidence and increase your chances of getting your desired outcome.
Absolutely.
So I hope that this session was really
and I just want to request all of you, after this session or once you apply this and you get that raise, please do inform us. That will give us immense joy that whatever we could add value, you applied and it helped you.
So thank you very much for joining us tonight. See you again next week, Friday,
9 p.m. on How to